on the gridiron or courtside, you know what time it is. It's
Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life.
ringside or front court or field pass, we ballin', no. Knuckle up or buckle up, I tell it like it is when I'm on my show. Home run, slam dunk, knockout, or gossip go.
Sports Plus Life.
Yeah.
Sports Plus Life.
Yo, 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 yo! What's up? What's really good? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. You feel me? Oh, and you already know what's going down today, bruh. So, guess what? Guess what? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off now. Yeah, how's everybody doing today? It is the day after Crumma Dog. It is December 26, 2000 of the 22 on a Monday. So guess what? That makes today's show the last show in the year. The last show for the 2000 of the 22. And after this podcast, the next time I will see you guys will be in 2023. You feel me? But anyway, please allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life, that there sports podcast where we talk about all of the necessary topics in sports and all of the necessary topics in life. And I hope that everybody had a very Merry Christmas, a very safe Christmas as well. I definitely enjoyed myself. My kids had a wonderful Christmas. I chilled. I saw who I needed to. I saw who I needed to see. I saw my mama on Christmas Eve. Well, she was Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. So my mama on Christmas Eve. Went to see my grandmama on Christmas Day. Cousin David was over here yesterday on Christmas. We was having a good time chopping it up. I went on Facebook Live for about 30 minutes where we was just kicking it, you know, just having a kickback. Then I went on Facebook Live again to sing a little bit of Mary Did You Know, because I don't feel like I sung enough on social media this holiday season, but it is what it is. And again, I hope everybody had a fantastic and wonderful and very Merry Christmas. Please allow me to give my shout out to my Black and Gold fam and my fam in general. I loves you. Almost another year down, another one to go. We'll be blessed to see another year. I'm gonna be honest with you. Your boy need to start doing a better job of taking care of his health. I don't know what the symptoms are. I'm afraid to go to the doctor and look at it, but you know what? That's just me. Hey, look, man, my problems ain't y'all problems, but you know what? I love everybody anyway. And again, last show of the year. We will see you in 2023. But boy, do we have a show for you today. So are you guys ready to enter the realm of sports? I'm ready. You ready? We ready? They all ready. Let's get to it. Breaking news in the NFL, and I could not be happier. On the strength of yesterday's embarrassing 51-14 loss to the Los Angeles Rams, quarterback by Baker Mayfield, who's on his third team in 6 months, the Denver Broncos have fired head coach Nathaniel Hackett. And I'm going to say thank you, Jesus. He is gone. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. But here's my only question. What took so long? We should have fired his motherfucking ass. Excuse my language. Actually, no, don't excuse my language. This is what I do. We should have got rid of him 2 months ago. Nathaniel Hackett showed from the very first game of the season he was not equipped to be anybody's head coach. None whatsoever. The 2022 football season for the Denver Broncos has been an utter embarrassment. I have been a Broncos fan since I was 10 years old. This is the most god-awful, embarrassing season that I have ever seen. And with all of the expectations, what have we heard for the last 4 or 5 years in regards to the Denver Broncos? Oh, they're just a quarterback away. They're just a quarterback away. Well, we get the quarterback, and he played like trash, too. Let me tell you something. Don't think that Nathaniel Hackett getting fired excuses Russell Wilson's trash-ass play on the field. It's so funny because as I was just starting to talk about this, my Aunt Lisa hit me up on a text because when I went to my grandmother's house yesterday, we were talking about the Broncos because she knows Russell Wilson's mother. Of course, y'all know he from Richmond. We in Richmond, blase, blase. And I said, you know what? Tell his mama that I want to kick Russell Wilson in the mouth. I want to kick him in the teeth because he's been playing like trash from a football team. I said, but you know what? It ain't just him. It's that coach. I said that yesterday, so she sent me a text message, the link. Shout out to you, Aunt Lisa. She's been on the show before. She was speaking that real when we were talking about when they were trying to, the abortion issue, the abortion topic as far as making abortion illegal in some states. Now, I just got off topic, but that's the same aunt. But I told her, I said, Russell Wilson sucks. He's been playing like he sucked all year. But the coach, he's worse. I mean, you can't get rid of Russell Wilson because we have too much money invested in him. They should have fired Nathaniel Hackett while we still had a chance to salvage the season, because 4-11, the Denver Broncos haven't given up that many points since 2010. The Denver Broncos defense came in as a top 3 defense. And that was Nathaniel Hackett's only lifeline, because he's an offensive coach. He was an offensive coordinator for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. He already had failed us this season as far as offense, him and Russell Wilson. Your one lifeline, bitch, was the defense. And once they said to hell with it, you gone. You out of here.
Bye, bitch.
Merry Christmas. Here's your pink slip. Hit the bricks, motherfucker, because you have been horrible. You have been awful since the very first game in Seattle, but you know what? We gave you a break because we're like, okay, maybe he just got a little nervous. First ever game as a head coach, but now we are past Christmas. We are past Christmas, and you have stunk. The Denver Broncos offense has only put up 20 points, over 20 points twice this entire season. With the weapons that we have, with the Jerry Jeudy, with the Cortland Sutton, we know Tim Patrick was injured, but with KJ Hamler, the runner, we know our running back Javonte Williams got hurt, and Melvin Gordon had fumbleitis. But I like Marlon Mack. I like Latavius Murray. We've had weapons across the board, and you failed us as a coach. And Russell Wilson, newsflash, you are failing us as a quarterback, because, again, this ain't totally Nathaniel Hackett's fault. You're the Super Bowl champion. You're the 9-time Pro Bowler. You're the future Hall of Famer. You should be able to win in spite of Coach Nathaniel Hackett's nonsense. But we have invested $250 million into your sorry ass. You better make amends in 2023, because Bronco country, let's ride. Nah, bitch, it's been Bronco country, let's cry. Because that's all if I hadn't been so pleasantly distracted this entire football season, this bit of rage that you hear from me now would be nothing compared to what I would have to say about this team on a week-by-week basis. Bye, Nathaniel Hackett. Don't let the... Ooh, I can't even think of metaphors to say right now. I'm so happy but angry that you wasted 16 weeks of my goddamn football team's existence. Ooh, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord should have split you. You punk bitch, you.
Bye, bitch.
I hope my grandmama wasn't listening to that. If you were, I'm sorry, Grandma, but you know how I am about my Broncos. I'm sorry. Cover your ears, baby. Anyway, let's review this past week of football, and we'll start with the Thursday night game. In East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have caught fire, and they defeated the New York Jets, who that fire has gone out, 19-3. Nothing spectacular about the game, but the Jaguars, they are making that late playoff push. I think they're going to end up winning this division. The New York Jets, they started Zach Wilson. He is not it. He's not it. Straight up. Zach Wilson is not the guy for the New York Jets quarterback situation. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for the Jets at all, because this is something that happens too often when it comes to drafting. This is why I really don't keep up with the NFL draft like that, because too often not times, there are teams throw logical reason to the win for somebody who hasn't. What am I trying to say here? Let's just put it this way. The Jets should have drafted Justin Fields. Okay? They should have drafted Justin Fields. Going into that draft, that previous season, Justin Fields' last season at Ohio State, he was considered to be a Heisman Trophy candidate the entire year. He led his team to the national championship game. Then all of a sudden we want to start looking at draft stock and draft boards and all that other shit. And somehow, some way, some quarterback named Zach Wilson passes him in the draft. And another quarterback named Trey Lance passes him in the draft. That entire 2021 college football season, all you heard about, not 2021, that entire 2020 college football season, all you heard about was Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we want to throw in Zach Wilson out of BYU, Trey Lance, who really hasn't even played consistent football since 2019 in the draft. The 49ers are going to come out and pretty soon the 49ers are going to realize that they made a mistake with Trey Lance as well. But they could win the Super Bowl, so they could give a fuck right now. Imagine Justin Fields. Justin Fields has been utterly spectacular in his second season, first full as a starter. Even though the Bears don't have a winning record, it ain't because of him. And imagine what that dude could do with the New York Jets, who are ready at every position but quarterback. Zach Wilson is trash. You took him out and put a practice squad quarterback in on a nationally televised, I ain't gonna say nationally televised because everybody don't have Amazon Prime. That's where Thursday Night Football is at, and I wish they would get it the fuck off of there and put it back on regular networks. But you put in a practice squad quarterback in the only NFL game of the night that's going to be highlighted and scrutinized up the wazoo. You know why? Robert Saleh, you got to admit, I'm sorry, you just got to admit it. You were wrong about Zach Wilson. He should not be your quarterback. Now, Mike White has been cleared to play next Sunday. Guess who's going to be starting for the New York Jets with their next game this Sunday? It ain't going to be Zach Wilson. I promise you that. New York Jets football fans are done with Zach Wilson. The New York media is probably done with Zach Wilson. The casual football fan is done with Zach Wilson. The New York Jets organization needs to be done with Zach Wilson. It was dumb. You should have drafted Justin Fields. This is a reminder. This is deja vu of the 2017 draft when the Chicago Bears moved up to the number 2 spot to draft Mitch Trubisky. When Deshaun Watson, who had just won a national championship, was sitting there. When Patrick Mahomes was sitting there. But the Jets situation is worse because at least Trubisky did take the Bears to the playoffs twice. Zach Wilson stinks. Flat out. He stinks. He is the weakest link on this football team. So, Jets playoffs hopes are starting to go up in smoke. Jacksonville's is starting to become a reality. On Saturday's games, Christmas Eve, that was a large slate of games. In Chicago, the Buffalo Bills defeated the Chicago Bears 35-13, keeping their stranglehold on the number 1 overall seed in the AFC. Josh Allen, 102 passing yards, pedestrian, but got the job done. Devin Singletary had over 100 yards rushing. He's on my fantasy team. Hee. In Cleveland, the New Orleans Saints beat the Cleveland Browns 17-10 in the coldest game in the history of the Cleveland Browns franchise. 5 degrees. 17-10. The Saints win and keep their slim playoff hopes alive, but they are alive nonetheless. In Arrowhead Stadium, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Seattle Seahawks 24-10. Kansas City is trying to keep hope alive for that number 1 overall seed, hoping that the Buffalo Bills will slip up sometime before the regular season is over. In Minnesota, the Minnesota Vikings needed a 61-yard field goal at the end of regulation to defeat the New York Giants 27-24 in what was a very entertaining game. In New England, the Cincinnati Bengals continued their tear. 7 straight games now. Believe in Burrow and them Bengals, even though you damn near let this one slip away. They were up 22-0. New England roared back, but alas, they fell to the Bengals 22-18. Joe Burrow had 375 yards passing. In Carolina, the Carolina Panthers kept their playoff hopes alive by beating the Detroit Lions. That was a huge blow to Detroit's playoff hopes. Detroit, who had been red hot, 6-1 over the last 7 games. Their defense did not show up to play at all. The Panthers beat them 37-23. They rushed for damn near 300 yards, despite Jared Goff having 355 yards passing. In Baltimore, the Ravens clinched a playoff spot, beating the Atlanta Falcons starting rookie quarterback Desmond Ridder. The Ravens won 17-9. They're trying to keep pace with the Bengals. I think it's going to come down to a Week 18 showdown between Cincy and Baltimore to decide that division. In Tennessee, the Tennessee Titans continue to nosedive as they lost to the Houston Texans, 19-14. David was finally right. You know, I hope the Texans don't fire Lovie Smith because I understand that's just their second win of the season. But over the past few weeks in the second half of the season, the Texans have been they've been feisty. They've been a very formidable opponent. They just haven't, they didn't know how to close games out. They couldn't close out against the Cowboys or the Chiefs, but they closed out against the Titans, who now have fallen out of first place, and that is now held by the Jacksonville Jaguars. In San Francisco, the 49ers, they keep rolling. They beat up on the Washington Commanders 37-20. If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw Carson Wentz in that game. If that's the case, boy, does that spell trouble for the Commanders, who still hold tight to a playoff spot. In Dallas, the game that everybody was looking for that had lost its luster because of Dallas's inability to take care of business against those aforementioned Jaguars. And then Jalen Hurts suffering a sprained shoulder the week before against the Bears, not playing against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys beat the Eagles 40-34 in a shootout. Now, these Cowboy fans who are out pumping their chest because we beat the Eagles, remember, y'all beat us without Dak Prescott. Y'all was sweating bullets with less than a minute to go with Gardner Minshew at quarterback. Dallas. Yes, you won the game. Congrats to you. You know what I'm seeing with the Cowboys? One and done, more than likely. Because if you end up playing Tom Brady, I don't know, because they really suck. On to Pittsburgh. Shout out to my Aunt Lisa again, because she's a Steelers fan. She said her first crush was Franco Harris, or first sports crush. Franco Harris, and unfortunately, we lost the great Hall of Fame running back just a couple of days before he was set to be honored with his number retired, and the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception against the then Oakland Raiders. And the Steelers this past Saturday, played the now Las Vegas Raiders, and the Steelers won in dramatic fashion, last-second fashion. Typical way for the Raiders to lose a game. They lost 13-10. Pittsburgh, somehow, some way, the Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-8. We didn't expect anything from the Pittsburgh Steelers this season. They are 7-8. Is Mike Tomlin a hell of a coach or what? I mean, he gets the best out of everybody on that roster. Even if your quarterback situation isn't at its most desired, that man finds out how to get the troops rallied up every week. And for the Raiders, again, what a Raiders way to lose that game. What a Raiders way. Now the games on Christmas Day. What is happening to the Miami Dolphins? My sleeper team at the beginning of the season, who was just 8-3 4 weeks ago, lost their fourth straight game yesterday at home to the suddenly surging Green Bay Packers 26-20. And Miami led 20-10 in this game. And Tua Tagovailoa played horrible. I mean, he threw in the last two drives when they needed to score. He just threw two just mind-numbing, head-scratching interceptions right to the Green Bay defenders. What the hell is going on, Tua? Now, the Dolphins still have a playoff slot right now, but Tua is playing. He played bad yesterday, and I said last week I thought the Dolphins would win out their schedule because I was actually impressed by the way they stood up and fought at Buffalo in those weather conditions. But Tua played horrible yesterday. He played absolutely horrible. 310 throwing yards, yeah, so what? Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill went over 100 yards again. But when it mattered most, Tua let this team down. Now, I bet you a lot of Dolphins fans are probably going to go into panic mode. I know my man Aaron ain't a happy camper when you talk about Dolphins football right now, because how in the, wow. This is wow as far as that game went yesterday at home. to the Packers. I already mentioned my Broncos 51-14 beatdown at the hands of the Los Angeles Rams, which got Coach Nathaniel Hackett fired. Thank you, God. No need to go over that again. In Arizona, the night game last night, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers needed overtime to beat Trace McSorley and the Arizona Cardinals. This is what it's come to for Tom Brady. He's getting taken to overtime by Trace McSorley. Okay. Trace McSorley. We beat Trace McSorley last week. And when we beat anybody right now, that is saying something. Because we suck. And you went to overtime as a team that is looking to win a division and clinch a playoff spot. You had to go into overtime with Trace McSorley. All right. Now, on to the playoff pictures. Let's get on to the playoff scenarios. In the AFC, a couple of things change. We still have Buffalo at 12-3 with number 1. Kansas City, same record, but they lost to Buffalo head-to-head, so they're 12-3 as well. The Cincinnati Bengals, they've won 7 straight. They are now 11-4. A switch now in the 4th position as the Tennessee Titans have fallen out of 1st place. The Jacksonville Jaguars have jumped in at 7-8 in the 4th spot. And the wild cards are as follows. The Baltimore Ravens, who clinched the playoff spot, they're at 10-5. The Los Angeles Chargers, who play tonight, they're at 8-6. And the floundering Miami Dolphins are at 8-7. In the hunt, you still got the Patriots, you still got the Jets, you got the Titans, and somehow you got the Steelers. In the NFC, nothing changed as far as positioning in the playoffs. Even with the Eagles' loss to the Cowboys, they're still at 13-2. Minnesota is 12-3 at number 2. The 49ers are 11-4. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 7-8 in the 4th spot. The wild card spots are all still held by all NFC East teams. Cowboys at 11-4. Giants at 8-6-1. Commanders at 7-7-1. I'm telling y'all, that tie between the Giants and the Commanders is gonna help both of those teams out. Seattle in the hunt, 7-8. Detroit 7-8. Green Bay 7-8. Carolina 6-9. New Orleans 6-9. With Carolina and New Orleans, the only way they're getting in the playoffs is if they win the division. And there's a showdown between Carolina and Tampa Bay next week. The Saints have a real outside chance because they lost the season series to the Buccaneers. So that is what the review looked like in football, and I really don't know what to take away from it outside of the fact that Tennessee is nosediving. Detroit had a huge loss, but I still believe that they can bounce back. I want to say Seattle is finished. I thought Seattle was finished. Will the NFC East send the entire division to the playoffs? That right now is the most fascinating question as far as the NFC is concerned to me. As far as I'm concerned, whoever wins the NFC, right now, if you ask me, Tampa Bay does not deserve to go to the playoffs. I mean, if you go to the playoffs on the heels of a sorry-ass division, nothing about the Buccaneers says playoff team, period. Nothing about the Panthers or Saints say playoff team. It just is what it is. It honestly is. Now, as far as the prediction league goes, everybody fared decent. I actually was one of the bottom feeders, and I won 9 games, so that should give you an idea of how these last few days of football went. Who won the week? Marcus won the week. He had 13 right. Calvin came in at second with 12. There was a 3-way tie for third place between Sean, Tony, and Aaron. David racked in 10. I racked in 9, and Keith fell in the last place with just 7 right. So, it wasn't my best week, but, again, I mean, 9 right, everybody just had a spectacular week. Now, we got 2 weeks left for this prediction league. Right now, I'm winning. Okay, I'm going to give you the total score. Right now, I have 149 right. I'm in first place. Second place sits Sean at 140. Third place is Marcus at 136. Fourth place is Calvin at 129. Fifth place is Marquise at 128. David and Tony both are tied with 121, and Aaron, largely because of that 1 week that he totally missed, is at 115. So you're still dealing, your boy is still holding the day, though. Y'all done cut my lead down by about 3 games, but your boy is still doing his thing. So if you think you're going to pass your boy, you got another thing coming. I have to totally fall off the toilet for me to lose this. Real shit. And as I talk about the Prediction League, I now have on the phone, my brother, Sean, who right now is sitting in second place. We got 2 weeks to go. What it do, fam?
Fuck the Cowboys.
Say it again.
Fuck up. I just playing. No, good game, bro. Good game. They beat our backup like we beat theirs. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. They still trash, motherfucker.
Man, I'm going to say this. Dallas is going to be one and done, bro.
Shit, we keep getting these injuries, nigga. We going to be one and done.
Yep, but that'll be one more round in the Cowboys.
Yeah, right. Shit.
But anyway, how was your Christmas, sir?
The babies got what they got, so, that's always a good thing.
That's pretty much how I looked at it. Yep. They got what they got.
They got what they got.
They got what they got. As far as I'm concerned, it was just football and basketball all day yesterday.
That's it.
Did you hear the breaking news?
There's a lot of breaking news.
About my team, Denver.
No, I did not.
We have fired our head coach.
Oh, well, shit. That should have been breaking news. That should have been news.
Hey, bruh, I said this earlier on the show. I said we should have did this 8 weeks ago.
They should have did this after week 3 when they seen Russell doing shit. He should have been gone.
Exactly. But it's going to take us getting dragged 51-14 by Baker Mayfield for the coach to say, for Elway to say, all right, you got to go.
Right? Yeah, that's a bad job, bro. Ain't no way in hell. With all the expectations y'all had, too.
Bro.
That's where y'all at. Yeah, ain't y'all out of the playoffs eliminated?
Yeah. Bro, we was eliminated 3 weeks ago, bro.
Wow, that's crazy.
And think about how many teams. 3 weeks ago, it was only 2 teams that was eliminated. Us and the Texans.
Yowzers. And you group with the Texans, that's a yowzers.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, but so what was your takeaway from Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday's action?
A lot of good games, man. A lot of activities came down to the wire. A lot of games were basically how I expected. Teams dominated that were supposed to win. But other than that, man, my main focus was really on that Cowboys-Eagles game because of all the talk. And just very, I'm not disappointed. I'm kind of disappointed, man, because that 3rd and 30, bro, that shit was ridiculous, my dude. I can't understand how you let a motherfucker get behind you when it's on a 3rd and 30. That shit just popped me to my core, bro. But like I said, a lot of teams are in there still in the hunt. Like, I'm looking at the Panthers, like, look at them with their backup, with Steve Wilkson as the head coach.
I'm happy for him, bro. I'm happy for him.
I'm happy for that. I'm definitely happy for him, man. I mean, he got them boys playing with hunger and save, like Dan Quinn did, I guess, like Jeff Saturday and them. But, you got somebody in there, new face, to get them boys some umph, man. And hopefully the same thing starts. Well, I mean, it's too late for y'all.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Out of the picture.
Exactly. Well, I'm happy for Steve Wilkes because he didn't get a fair shake in Arizona. Not at all. He got that 1 year. They threw Josh Rosen on him. He sucked, and they fired him and brought in Kingsbury.
That's crazy as hell. Like, you don't even get an opportunity, and you get thrown with a Josh Rosen, and then you get that's stupid.
Yeah, so he never got a fair shake, so I'm happy. And to be honest with you, bro, they run the ball, but they can tote that rock.
Yes.
They can tote that rock. And I'm thinking about, because this is what I think is going to happen. I think you're going to see Jalen Hurts this week against the Saints. They'll take care of business. They'll beat the Saints, and then maybe next week against the Giants, they'll play him maybe for like the first half, treat it like a preseason game. But that'll let the Cowboys know that they playing the 5th seed. And if it's Carolina, I think Carolina has a better chance to beat Dallas than Tampa Bay. I know Tampa Bay won yesterday, but it took them overtime to beat Trace McSorley. Tampa
Bay ain't looking like Tampa Bay is a team that the Dallas Cowboys can run through because they don't even look like they really like it. It's just something about them, like they don't even play like they got any kind of hunger on that shit.
I think they sick of Tom Brady.
Yeah, they figured that like they just like want to get this shit over with.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Like, yo, get your ass out of here, bro. Like, come on here, man.
Yeah.
But
Carolina, they play a physical brand of football. Foreman and Chuba Hubbard be toting that rock, bro, and their defense is good.
Cowboys don't want to see Carolina because Carolina, like I said, Carolina is aggressive. They're young boys and they be hitting, they flying around on their ball. They got motivation. I mean, hell, nigga, like Detroit doing the same thing. They don't want to. Nobody want to see anybody.
Well,
right?
Detroit just took a bad. Well, was Detroit lost to Carolina? That's what they lost to. Like, and Carolina mauled Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, Detroit was one of the hottest teams in the league. But let me ask some. What has happened to the Miami Dolphins? That was our sleeper.
Yeah, bro. I don't know too what happened. He got on the weapons.
Man.
Get your shit together, man. He not consistent, bro.
You see how bad he played yesterday?
Yeah, bro. Like, you got all the weapons. You got to play better than that, man.
And those interceptions, it was crazy because it was those interceptions, particularly the two on the last two drives. Like, how did you not see the dude from the Packers there?
I don't know what he's not looking at. I mean, he came back too quick from that head. He's pressing.
No, we can't say that because when he came back, they won 5 straight.
Man, he's still, bro.
But that last interception, you had Tyreek wide open, just a little 7-yard dump-off pass, and it's Tyreek, he can turn 7 yards into 70. But you're going to try to force it downfield to Gesicki, and the linebacker from the Packers is sitting there waiting on that shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know what he's seeing, bro, but he ain't seeing the field right. And this was his year to secure that quarterback position. I don't know if he got it secured, bro. Like,
they got to make the playoffs. They're still in position. They still got the 7th spot, but I think their best bet is to win out.
He better start playing better than when he playing right now if he want to keep that joint in the bag, bro.
Yeah, because like everybody was positive after the Buffalo game because of the inclement weather and the fact that they really should have beat Buffalo. But then you follow that up by laying an egg. They was up 20-10. That laying an egg on a Packers team that you're better than. They're better than the Packers.
Yeah. The Packers are reeling down in the wrong way too, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, they've won 3 straight now, and they starting to think, hey, maybe we can get in the playoffs. I don't think it's going to happen. But
hell no, they ain't getting it.
You know what I think is going to happen with Green Bay, to be honest with you? I think they of course, now they have a chance to get in the playoffs, so they're not going to sit Aaron Rodgers like everybody thought they should and see what they got in Jordan Love. I think this is Aaron Rodgers' last year in Green Bay. I think Green Bay front office know enough saying, you know what? Just let him play this out, because I think there are probably ways to get out that contract. And I think Aaron Rodgers, now I don't know this to be factual. Of course, I don't have no insiders. I'm a hood-ass podcast. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to end up in Tennessee next year.
Hey, why'd you think that?
Huh?
What makes you believe he's going to be in Tennessee?
I don't know, bro. I think Aaron Rodgers...
Aaron Rodgers looks like a Las Vegas kind of guy.
Oh, you could be right.
Aaron Carr is gone.
You could him reuniting with Devontae would make sense.
Lord Jesus, bro. Is it the line in this store? Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
But I don't know. I mean, I look at Tennessee because I look at that division as being easier to win than the AFC West. That's why I say Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because and speaking of the AFC South, Jacksonville is now in first place. Dougie P.
Well, Dougie P, that's the footman. Dougie P always been a dude.
You good, bro?
Yeah. I told you I had to go to the store.
Okay, yeah, you good.
Super loud, you know what I mean? I don't want to be there.
So do you think Jacksonville is now going to take that division? Tannehill is out, Malik Willis is in. And you were right. You picked the Texans to win that game, and the Texans did win.
I told you, bro. I'm all about it. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I get off.
You said what?
Yes. Yeah, I definitely seen the Texans winning that game. And that's why, they needed it. The boys was trash.
You said they needed more distractions?
I'm sorry, I I'm being distracted right now. Yeah. But yeah, man. I'm just excited, and I'm kind of off subject. I'm kind of worried about the Saints game because any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Well, the Saints still have something to play for because with they're just a game back of Tampa Bay. But see, the Saints know if they lose another game or if the Bucs win another game, they're out because they lost the season series to Tampa. So the Saints are gonna come. The Saints are gonna bring their A game without question.
Absolutely.
Whatever A game they can assemble, they're going to bring it because their season is on the line now. But I also believe that I truly believe that Philadelphia thinks that they should have won that game, even with Gardner Minshew at quarterback against Dallas. I think Jalen Hurts is going to get back in, and I think they're going to take care of business and wrap up the division and the NFC. Because remember, the Vikings won too, so you really do need to win this game because the Vikings are just a game back. You good, bro? I cannot hear you.
Yeah, man.
Say what? Say huh? Say what? Say huh?
Had to handle business, man.
Okay, all right. Handle business, man. My bad, man.
Yeah, can't be giving them my personal information.
No, I got you, bro. I feel you. Yeah. Just in case the feds is listening. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? They always a day after you, boy. You know what I'm saying? Because I be out here moving these tags. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
No, what I was saying is that you're going to get...
Yeah, please.
I said, I think you're going to get New Orleans' best.
Okay. All right, cool, man.
We always say cool beans, but what if the beans were warm? Would we say warm beans? That's things that make you go,
You're getting something together. All right, bro, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm a bad, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? my little stuff broke. I gotta get it fixed. All right, thank you.
Well, this is reality podcast right here for you,
right.
bro.
Oh, yeah, my bad, bro. You know what I'm saying? I gotta get stuff together. You know what I'm saying? Life moves around you, but I'm ready. Damn, shorty, somebody that parked up on my shit like they want to get down and get in my car. Shorty. In my car, man. I mean, goddamn, like they in my goddamn car, bro.
Oh shit, are they still in there? Are they still in their vehicle?
Damn, tires kissing. Nah, they ain't.
I was gonna say, pull them out. Say, what the fuck wrong with you, Wody?
I'm saying, shout out to man. Why y'all up on my car, cuz?
Yeah, ho.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm sorry. I got distracted as hell. All right, I'm back in here. I'm not gonna turn this car on because it's gonna goddamn connect and do all this crazy shit. So I'm gonna sit here with you and finish this up. Yeah, bro. All right, so what's good? Let's get back to it.
Okay. Well, what's back to it is I think you're going to get New Orleans' best, but at the same time, I think y'all will take care of business because you need to win this game because, remember, Minnesota is right behind y'all as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need to win it because I think we'll have more of a difficult time trying to beat the Giants than we will beat the Saints. And I ain't trying to go into last season still playing hurt. We got a lot of injuries. I need motherfuckers to rest up and get ready for this playoff. Even though I need us to get this win. So not only do we have next week to rest up, we also have Friday to rest up and come back and get this playoff healthy. Because we got a lot of people injured this morning, like hurt, and all them guys got injured.
Lane Johnson.
Yeah, Lane Johnson. I'm sorry, that hurt. Yeah, Lane Johnson, fucking Avante Maddox got injured, and then you know what I'm saying. It's just like, man, we're losing key people at the wrong time. But we be getting people back, so we also losing other key people. But I mean, that's just part of the game. But you know what I'm saying? Like I said, hopefully we can make it. Get in there healthy and go ahead and beat these Saints. This is about to hit my God. Lord Jesus.
Well, we don't want that.
Come on, hit it, girl. Hit it, please. Please. Come on. I'm going to fall out this bitch.
My neck, my back.
My back. Ow, Jesus, I'm injured, yeah.
Well, I think they'll take care of business against the Saints.
Yeah.
And what I think you'll see is Week 18 against the Giants. I think they'll treat it as a preseason game and play Jalen Hurts and the starters for the first half, because the Giants are going to need it. I believe the Giants will need it. But even though I think the Giants may be in better position, matter of fact, it wouldn't surprise me if the Giants clinched the playoff spot this week.
Yeah. Who they play this week?
They got the Colts. They're home to the Colts. But it wouldn't surprise me if they lost that game neither.
Absolutely. Nick Foles playing. You know what I'm talking about? Nick Foles.
Oh, Nick Foles is starting for them now?
Yeah. Nick Foles will be starting for him.
Oh, shit. We done put Matt Ryan on the shelf again?
Yeah, Matt Ryan on the he's back on that time cone.
Oh, man. Yeah, Nick Foles might go. Okay. So do you think that the NFC East is going to send the whole division, or do you think Detroit or Seattle will catch one of them?
To be honest, everybody in the NFC has, like I said, they have a decent team, man. I don't know too much about the Commanders, because they're even thinking about going back to Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I saw Carson Wentz in the game. I was like, uh-oh.
They are all confused. I mean, but at this point in the game, half of the other teams are confused too. You thought Geno and them was doing something. They started to catch L's. You thought, goddamn, Detroit was on a hot streak. They just got an L. So, I mean, it's the NFC right now is like up in the air as far as who's falling in. If I had to pick, I would say, just looking at our lot teams, that I think we're going to put everybody in there as far as the Giants and the Commanders and Cowboys and that.
I mean, to be fair to Taylor Heineke, good Lord, San Francisco's got the best defense in football. I mean, you see what they did to Tom Brady? Like, I mean,
San Francisco balling, and Purdy out here, he just
balling.
Shit.
And they're not just beating teams, they're destroying people.
Yeah. Ain't hot, boy.
I'm going to say it again. Philadelphia, San Francisco, NFC Championship game. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
I am sticking to it. So you ready to get your picks, bro? You can't, bro. You're still in second place. You're 9 games behind me. You got 2 games. You got 2 weeks to go.
All right. Let's get it, shout it. How about you pick first and then I'll pick on the opposite?
You know what? Okay. So I can pick all of the teams that you think is gonna win. So I'm gonna pick the Eagles and you gotta pick the Saints. Okay.
That's all right. I hope they win. Fuck it. No, I'm sorry.
Oh, you heard that, Philadelphia, right?
Never. They know me. They know me, bro. I'm the bull.
He trading on y'all.
Never, son. Never.
He trading on y'all.
Never.
Well, let's start with the Thursday night game. Dallas at Tennessee. What you think?
Oh, man. Tennessee. Fuck Dallas.
Okay.
They wasted all their energy on us.
That's a very true point. And Tennessee's desperate. Tennessee is very desperate. I hope you're right. Atlanta at ATL Ho. I mean, excuse me. I said Atlanta at ATL Ho. Wow. Arizona at ATL Ho.
Arizona at ATL. I'm going to give it to, I don't know, I think both of them. I'll give it to Arizona.
Okay. Chicago at Detroit.
Chi-Town at Detroit. Let's go Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit trying to bounce back. And they're still in serious playoff contention. Denver with a new head coach. We'll have a interim coach for these last 2 games, and then we'll go on the market. Denver at Kansas City.
Denver at Kansas City. Let's go Kansas City.
I already had marked that down for you. I know no way in hell you was picking Denver to win that damn game. I already knew that. Big game, Miami at New England.
Miami at New England. Yeah, we're going to try this to move here. I'm going to go to Miami.
Man, they got to bounce back, right? You figure they have to bounce back, right?
Tua better do something.
You better do something.
You better do something, Tua.
Indianapolis at the New York Giants.
Almost lost you there. Indianapolis at the New York Giants. I am going to go with the New York Giants.
All right, New Orleans at Philadelphia. I don't need to ask that question.
Yeah, come on now. We better win this game, goddamn it, shit.
Yeah.
Handily, man. We get C.J. Garner-Johnson back, even though we lost Devontae Maddox. At least we get our safety back, and that way he can fill in for the slot, and old buddy Reed Blankenship can go ahead and stay back there in the safety position because he's been doing pretty good. But sorry Devontae got out. We needed him. If he wouldn't got out that game, bro, we would have beat them without our backup quarterback. It's just they started taking advantage of that slot motherfucker in the worst way. Josiah Scott on Punta ass. Punta!
All right. Carolina at Tampa Bay. Who you got?
I'm giving it to Carolina. Tampa Bay ass. They're going to beat them out.
All right.
Tom Brady. Tom Brady a fool.
Tom Brady a what?
He a fool.
He a pussy.
He a fool.
Cleveland Browns at the Washington Commanders.
Man, the Commanders better win their game if they win their playoff hopes. And I think we're going to take all 4 people in there. So I'm going to go ahead and pick Commanders.
He is going with the DC Dick Itch. I mean the Washington Commanders.
I don't know. Jello Pudding might be their ass.
You said who?
Jello Pudding. Deshaun Watson.
Hey, shut the fuck up, bro. Hey, you dumb as a bitch, bro. Oh, shit. The pudding pop might just call an audible.
Oh, come on. I just want you to touch me now.
Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore did just clinch a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh, somehow, some way, is still in the playoff hunt.
I'm going to give it to Pittsburgh because they're going to try. They probably play a little harder than the Ravens will play. Try to get in there, and the Ravens already playing stand, like you said, so they good.
All right. Jacksonville at Houston.
Jacksonville at Houston. Jacksonville.
Sure, you picked the Texans last week. You was right. You got on your David shit.
Yeah, but not this week.
San Francisco at Vegas at the Raiders.
San Fran, of course. I was nothing with it tight more than San Fran taking the L, but they get too high. I don't need them flying high in the playoffs.
These motherfuckers is flying high.
Yeah, they are. Purdy need a check. I can't take that. I can't have him feeling good going into the playoffs. Even though the playoffs is a different monster, bro. That's a different monster. But when you got a defense like that, boy.
And you're going to have Debo back with McCaffrey, who was a Pro Bowl snub. The New York Jets at the Seattle Seahawks. Mike White has been cleared to play.
Jets. They're going to be the Jets.
Yeah, I was gonna pick Seattle at first, but as soon as I saw Mike White had been cleared to play, I'm like, maybe I may want to take the Jets because what's Zach Wilson is trash.
He is absolutely poo-poo, and he will no longer be a Jet after this year.
Hey, you got benched for a practice squad quarterback.
Ouch.
But you know what? This is what I was talking about earlier. Why I don't put a lot of stock in the draft because think about what Justin Fields would have been on that team.
Yeah, they would have been super.
They'd have been a Super Bowl. They would have been a Super Bowl threat.
Yeah, with that defense and Justin Fields.
Yes.
And them offensive weapons they got.
I mean, my goodness gracious. But that's why people outthink themselves.
Quarterback away over there, for real.
Bruh, people outthink themselves. Think that whole 2020 college football season, all you heard about was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Fields. Then when it come to the draft, well, let's look at this Zach Wilson kid out of BYU. Let's look at this Trey Lance kid out of North Dakota State.
Yeah, stop overthinking yourself. The boys did it on the highest level.
On the highest level.
That's stupid. Why would you even think outside of that?
Exactly, man, bro.
Outsmart each other. Oh, we can get him and make him. Dumbass, now look at you.
Now look at you. Everything else is good, and your quarterback is the weakest link. Story of my Denver Broncos. Anyway, Minnesota at Green Bay.
Minnesota.
Said they're going to put Aaron Rodgers out of his misery.
You know what? I think Aaron Rodgers going to put them out of their misery. Let me get the Packers.
You going with GB?
This will be my flip one that I know you gonna pick Minnesota. Yeah, I need to catch up. I got to think some rap.
Yeah, okay. All right. LA Rams at LA Chargers.
This would be another one. Let me get the Rams.
Okay.
I know you're gonna get the Chargers.
Okay. All right. Now, to me, the biggest game of the week is next Monday night. Buffalo at Cincinnati.
I am going to go with Cincinnati.
All right. Well, Sean's picks are as follows. He has Tennessee over Dallas, Arizona over ATL, Hope, Detroit bouncing back, Kansas City keeps it rolling, Miami bouncing back. He has the Giants and the Eagles winning, the Panthers over Brady and the Bucks. He has the Commanders over Jello pudding. He has the Steelers over the Ravens, Jacksonville over the Texans, San Francisco over the Raiders, the Jets over the Seahawks, Green Bay over Minnesota, the Rams over the Chargers, and the Bengals over the Bills. Does that sound about right, sir?
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, sir. So Christmas was good to you, bruh.
You said what?
I said Christmas was good to you, bruh.
My Christmas was good to my kids, but that's all that matters.
What did you get for Christmas, buddy? Huh? What did you get for Christmas, huh?
I get myself stuff for every day.
I know that's right.
My whole focus is getting these kids what they wanted.
I know that's right.
I'm good, bruh. I don't ask for much.
I know that's right.
Some life in my lungs, brother, and I'm good.
I hear you. Amen to that. Well, what you got planned for the New Year's coming in?
That I don't know. We were thinking of it. I forgot what she wanted to do. She said she wanted to go out somewhere. I don't know.
Okay. Well, David was over here yesterday.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my Facebook Live. He was over here acting a fool.
Nah, bro. You know I don't be on that thing unless I'm posting something.
I know that's right. This is the first time I did a Facebook Live, and it might have been the first one I did this year. To tell you the truth.
Yeah. Shit, I'm just gonna get better these two things. Yeah, man. I gotta catch y'all boys, man. I'll be hiding in the spot.
Yeah, well, keep your phone handy because we might be giving you a call back in the next few minutes.
All right, for sure.
But if not, bro, I'm gonna get at you before the new
Oh, my shit, they won't flip.
All right, don't worry, man. Them Eagles are gonna be just fine, and fuck them Cowboys.
You know what I'm saying? I would say it in the store, but I ain't trying to get arrested.
Oh, okay, yeah. I understand that. Fuck them Cowboys, I say it for them.
For sure, bro. For sure.
All right, broski, I get at you.
All right, bro. All right, stay up.
All right.
Thanks.
Brother Sean once again in the building. And yeah, we know them Eagles is going to bounce back. And once again, fuck them Cowboys. But anyway, on a side note, something I would definitely encourage people to watch. Watch this over right before Christmas. The Best Man Final Chapters. I've been a fan of that movie ever since the first one came out when I was a teenager. I had the same original cast in it. It's an 8-part series, and it's dope. It really is. Best Man Final Chapters. Look at me giving Peacock that free publicity. Yes, very good. Definitely very good. But we continue on this Prediction Monday. He was over here yesterday in person, live and in the flesh, but now he back on the road to West Virginia. Cudden David, what up?
What up?
Ain't nothing much, man. We was acting a fool yesterday.
Yeah. Like old days.
Absolutely. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, chilling, man. Chilling.
How the fam? How them kids?
I'm very good. Maybe asleep. Finally.
Why you ain't bring your black ass over here before y'all left?
We had to hit the road, man. We had to hit that road.
I hear you.
Had to beat that snow.
That snow?
Yeah, we looked like if we did beat it, everything covered in snow up here, so.
Oh, okay.
Stormy weather, man. We getting weather out here.
Well, as far as the week goes for the league, you didn't do that bad. You came in at, let's say, you got 10 right. You had one more than me. You got 10 right for the week. Yeah, you had one more than me. I don't know if you heard the breaking news today. My Denver Broncos have fired the head coach.
Good. They need to.
We sat there yesterday and watched that god-awful game that we was playing.
Yeah, I don't know why you watched it for so long. No.
I watch it because I'm a loyal fucking fan, sir.
I feel you, but it was over before it began.
You ain't never lied about that.
I can watch Russell Wilson just make an absolute monkey dog shit show of that game.
And losing that way to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, and losing to Baker Mayfield at that. What was it? I want to know what his numbers was looking like.
He got the win. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I saw him throw a couple of decent looking passes. Even though for somebody who doesn't know the playbook at all.
Well, what makes it more embarrassing is that this is Baker Mayfield's third team in the last 6 months.
Yeah, that too. For somebody who should be, like, out of the league, period, man, he looked like an all-star yesterday, brother.
Well, the only person who's out of the league right now is our head coach, and he fucking deserves it.
Right. He should have not only been fired, but set on fire. They should have brought a gas can out as soon as they escorted him out the building. Like, oh, no, you thought this was it? No, we're going to set you on fire.
They just let him get on the plane ride back to Denver so he could get his shit and get the hell out.
No, they should have kept his shit. Like, no, you don't get to take your shit. No, you just go. Please. Now. Before we open fire.
You ain't never lied. I mean, this guy has been an embarrassment to the Denver Broncos organization.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Broncos country, let's ride.
Shut the fuck up. You kept trying to. He kept saying that to me yesterday. Told him Broncos country, let's ride. No, it's been Broncos country, let's cry.
Hey, look, he got to go next, bro. He has to go next.
Man, we got too much money invested in him. He ain't going nowhere.
And I don't know why, because he ain't produced nothing.
Nothing. Only thing he's produced was losses.
Losing games.
That's all he's doing is been losing games.
Russell Wilson is like the most overpaid underproducer that y'all have brought in.
Oh, Lord. The truth hurts. I said the truth hurts.
That's it. You should have stuck with Seattle.
I mean, goodness, I'll still take Geno Smith right now.
Well, Geno balling. Geno balling.
Yeah, Geno made the Pro Bowl.
Oh, there you go. Geno balling. Russell Wilson will not.
No, it's horrible the way Russell Wilson has been playing football. But your New England Patriots suffered another setback to them Cincinnati Bengals. Y'all playoff hopes are starting to go up in smoke as well, sir. What do you think about that?
Hey, Buffalo won the division. Buffalo deserves it. Buffalo been balling this season.
Well, what does that have to do with y'all making a wild card, trying to make a wild card spot?
Look, I don't deserve it.
Losing faith in old McCorkle?
New England.
You say what? What'd you say?
They need to sit Belichick down and be like, look, what have you done for me lately type thing.
Oh, that's tough though. That particular conversation with him will be tough.
I mean, realistically, like, look, we get it. You gave us some great years. You got us a dynasty on our hands. Got us Super Bowl ring. That's great. But the season was an embarrassment.
No, nigga. Our season has been an embarrassment. Y'all could still make the playoffs.
Maybe. We'll see. But even if they do, where they going? Out. I have no confidence in them. They're going to go out.
Out the door.
Out the door. one and done.
Well, yeah, that's what I think about Tom Brady as well if they make the playoffs. Tom Brady looks bad, man. He need to hang it up.
Hey, Tom do look old this season. See, this is the first time in many moons that Tom Brady looked his age.
I mean, they talking about Brady still throws the ball with velocity. He's throwing the ball 2 yards down the field. Every pass is a short pass to a running back.
Oh, yeah.
I could look good throwing those passes.
Right.
Or a wide receiver screen where he's throwing 3 yards down the field. Because I saw so many deep balls yesterday that he was trying to throw that got intercepted or should have got intercepted. It's like, yeah, it's time for him. He need to sit it down. Time for him to go.
Well, it's a case for it. It's a case for it. Like we talked about, the man's got every record there is to be had. So, I mean, at this point, the man's got pretty much a Hall of Fame career. What else do you want? What else do you need? There's no shame in hanging it up.
Exactly.
I mean, you can't do nothing else, Tom. You can't do nothing else. Time to let it go. Take up golf or something, baseball or something.
Or how about this? Spend time with your kids.
Do that too. I think you probably should already be doing that, but still, I digress.
Absolutely.
It is what it is.
You ready to make these picks, Dow?
The question is he gonna do it?
Well, that's the question everybody's going to be asking during the off season.
Yeah, because he's a free agent at the end of this season, right?
If I'm not mistaken, yes, he is.
So, is anybody going to pick him up? And you know somebody's going to pick him up because he's Tom Brady.
Well, I think what people keep saying is he going to, maybe he'll go to San Francisco. The 49ers don't need him.
Nope. And I don't think they're talking about picking him up.
Right.
So, there's really a limited pool of people who need him.
Well, you ready to make these picks, Dow?
Huh?
You ready to make these picks, Dow?
Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and get it going.
All right. Dallas at Tennessee.
Dallas at where?
Tennessee, the Titans.
Let's take Tennessee. Nah. Let's go ahead and take the safe one. Let's get Dallas on it.
Okay. Arizona at Atlanta.
Atlanta.
ATL, hope.
That's it.
Chicago at Detroit.
At where?
Chicago at Detroit.
Chicago.
All right. Denver at Kansas City. Yeah, whatever.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I would pick Kansas City too.
Yeah.
Miami at New England.
Miami.
Indianapolis at the New York Giants.
Giants.
New Orleans at Philadelphia.
Orleans at Philly.
Going with that Philly special. Carolina at Tampa Bay.
Carolina at Green Bay?
At Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. Yeah. Interesting matchup there. Why not? Let's say Tampa.
All right, Chief. Cleveland at Washington.
Washington.
All right. Pittsburgh at Baltimore.
You know what? Pittsburgh done had a string of wins lately.
Yeah, they have. They absolutely have.
I want to say Pittsburgh.
Okay. Jacksonville at Houston.
Jacksonville.
Wow, you're not picking Houston, and Houston won this last week? What?
Hey, you know what? Any given time.
Well, okay. San Francisco at the Raiders.
San Fran.
right. The New York Jets at the Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Okay. Minnesota at Green Bay.
Minnesota.
All right. The Los Angeles Rams at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Rams.
All right. And Monday Night Football, Buffalo Bills at the Cincinnati Bengals.
Well, Bills ain't really got nothing to play for there.
Oh, yes, they do. They're still trying to get the number 1 seed overall in the AFC, and so is Cincinnati.
Bills.
All right. David's picks are as follows: Dallas, Atlanta, Chicago, Kansas City, Miami, the Giants, the Eagles, the Bucks, Washington, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, San Francisco, the Seahawks, the Vikings, Rams, and Bills. Does that sound about right, sir?
That sounds like it'll do it.
Hey, man, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers with this ayahuasca shit?
Got what?
Aaron Rodgers and that ayahuasca shit.
One more time?
Aaron Rodgers and the hallucinogenic drugs.
I tried not to think about Aaron Rodgers more than I had to. But, hey, smoke him if you got him.
That's right. I asked you this last week, and you thought that Lamar Jackson was selling it to him.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, if he is, more power to him. But he might want to think about laying off of him because he's playing like shit. That's what I'm saying. And as far as that goes, like, maybe he is getting them from Lamar. I'm just saying. It would make sense why Lamar don't got no representation. He ain't got no agent. You can't have no agent if you can use a drug deal on the side.
Hey, you really need to leave Lamar Jackson alone, bro.
He signed a contract yet? They give him a contract yet?
No.
They doing Lamar dirty.
Yeah, they are.
But they need to pay that man. Damn shame. He's still out, isn't it?
Yeah, he's still out. Don't know if he'll be back against the Steelers because they've clinched the playoffs. I'm not sure if they're really prioritizing winning the division now because they could still win the division. But even though Cincinnati is balling, we'll see.
Yeah, that's fair. But either way, I think they might be trying to trying to get rid of Lamar. Like, thanks for everything you done getting us this far, but you cost too much, and we can get a cheaper black dude somewhere.
Well, who are they? Well, okay, but who are they going to get that's going to be as good as him?
Oh, nobody. You know damn body. Lamar is the reason they are where they are. So, it is what it is.
I agree.
They just need to go ahead and pay that man. Franchise him or something. But get that man his money.
I totally agree.
And Lamar needs to stop being cheap. Get him an agent so this would never happen again. You're making all that money you're making. Get you an agent so they can't piss around like that no more. And this wouldn't be a last minute thing.
Hey, Lamar, he represents himself. That means he don't have to pay no percentage. He cut the middleman right out. I ain't mad at him.
I'm not mad at him for it. That's a smart way to be. But at the same time, like, bruh, like, obviously, he's a smart man because he's done it this long. But you can't really mess with the NFL like this. They're going to find some way to screw you over. You can't sit at the table with these folks like that. They trying to, this is exactly what they do.
Well, we shall see. We shall definitely see. So, well, all right. Well, I want you guys to get back to West VA safely, bro.
For sure, bro.
I'm definitely going. Yeah, man. Okay, cool. Well, all right, do so. Please do so.
For sure, bro. Take your time, man.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right. Yeah, excuse the echo in the background of David's phone, but yeah, he was over here yesterday and we was acting a damn fool. We was. If it was on my Facebook Live, we was just being silly, playing with Nerf guns and some more shit. That's what we do. That is my guy. Oh, Cut David, never let me down. And Prediction League continues, and y'all remember my man Tony. What it do?
Yo, what up?
Boy, you got a lot to say, but unload, unleash.
I really don't. I mean, it was two of the top teams in NFC playing. That's the first thing. It's a division rivalry. That's the second thing. And, I mean, early on it looked rough. I'm kind of tired of my team spotting people points and unnecessary points. Just make the easy throw, Dak. As a matter of fact, Dak's not he doesn't have a very high football IQ either. Because with 2 minutes and 1 second, why are you running out of bounds? How come you not just sliding and staying in bounds? Go ahead and take it to the 2 minute warning.
I did chuckle at that.
And also, I don't quite understand, even when you're down there, you don't take a sack. You throw the ball out the back of the end zone, bruh. You don't take a sack. You got first and goal and you inside the 5. You don't take a sack. More importantly, why are you throwing, Mike McCarthy? Why are you throwing? Why not just run, make Philly use their timeouts? Maybe throw on third down if you feel like you have to, but you don't really have to throw. You can just run.
That's what I thought they were going to do. When Miles Sanders fumbled the ball, I thought the game was in effect over. But then when I saw the way they were clock managing, I said, oh my God, they're doing the same thing they did last week against Jacksonville.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
So
makes about as sense as a 26-foot three-pointer, right? Like these dudes do it. They throw that ball up there and sometimes they hit it. But what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Is the question. So I don't know. That may come back and bite us. But the one thing I will say in terms of that my takeaway from that game, we're down to outside of Diggs, outside of Trevon, we're down to our fourth and fifth cornerbacks. And Deron Bland is balling. Yeah, I mean, for being, that guy and that far down on the depth chart, he's actually lower than that, but he fought his way up to fourth. They played the wide receivers aggressive. Diggs, he need to stop peeking in the backfield because he's the one that got burnt. The backups didn't. So,
well, yeah, he's a gambler. He's a gambler.
And these were not bad balls thrown by Minshew. They literally just competed for the ball, which is what you want, from your cornerbacks. Either dislodge the ball or take the ball, one of the two. But always peeking in the backfield looking for an interception. If you play the man, you got a chance for an interception, Trevon. You have been having a solid season. Stop peeking in the backfield.
So you said that you think you're going to see the Eagles again? Yeah, I'm fairly sure. I think that we pretty right now. The way it looks, we locked in with Brady. Hopefully we can get some more of them bodies back healthy. But that's what it looks like. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there'll be a round 3 between these two teams, and I'll tell you why. I mean, you may very well beat Tom Brady or Sam Darnold, whoever you end up playing from the NFC South. You'll be favored against anybody from that division, whoever wins it. But the reason why I don't think you'll see the Eagles again is because I think Minnesota is going to lose their first playoff game. Albeit to whether it's the Commanders or whether it's Detroit. Whoever Minnesota plays first, I think they're going to lose. Which will put the winner of that game in Philadelphia and will have you guys going to San Francisco. Good night, Irene.
I'm going to say this. You might very well be right, but somebody got to beat Justin Jefferson. Because, for what he is, it's been a long time since I've seen somebody like that.
Oh, no, Justin Jefferson is as advertised. I mean,
almost like Kirk Cousins can just throw the ball up in his general direction.
Yeah, he can. Justin Jefferson is as advertised. But I think it's a bad, particularly if they see the Lions. If I know in the Lions, I know they just dropped the game. But should Detroit find their way into the playoffs to the 7th seed and they have to play Minnesota, they are gonna beat them. That's a division. That's a rivalry game. Both of them are dome teams. You saw Detroit just beat Minnesota. Jefferson may have 200 yards in that game, but I still think the Vikings will lose that game. That's the main reason why I don't think y'all will see the Eagles again, is because I think whoever Minnesota plays will beat them in round 1. But
You might be right, sir.
But other than that, what was your takeaway from the rest of the game, the rest of the week in football?
A lot of it for me went as expected. I will say this though. There's a team out there, and they seem motivated. And if they can sneak in instead of another team, yeah, you got to watch for them. Low key, I'm kind of rooting for them. Anytime you get even if it's an interim capacity, you get the black coach. You wish
Carolina.
That's Carolina. Yep.
Yeah. Me and Sean were just talking about that because Steve Wilkes didn't get a fair shot in Arizona. Everybody knows that. And for him to be doing what they're doing, especially after you trade Robbie Anderson, then you trade Christian McCaffrey, then you trade Baker Mayfield. Now, I will say this. Now, I wasn't trying to go here with you. If they win the division, to me, they're a tougher out for y'all than Tampa.
They are. They are. But, again, I root for them because I'm not rooting for Tampa. So
neither am I. I'm not gonna lie to you. Neither am I.
I'd rather see the brother make the playoffs, have some success, and they go ahead and name him head coach. That we got one more. We got another black coach.
Well, remember Tampa's coach is black too. Todd Bowles is black, but is it more or less Brady you're not rooting for?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, that's what it is for me. I'll be honest with you.
Todd Bowles has had shots, so.
Fair shots, because Steve Wilkes had a shot, but it wasn't a fair shot.
Yeah. So it's like, I guess it'd be like somebody like, Romeo Cornell, yeah, you root for him because he's your brother, but Romeo Cornell been around forever. He's had opportunities. So,
but yeah, I'm rooting for Steve Wilkes too. I don't want to, and I'm not rooting against Todd Bowles. I'm just sick of Tom Brady. And they're not good, man. God, it took them overtime to beat Trace McSorley.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, I think a lot of things kind of went as expected. I actually didn't expect y'all to get blown out, though.
Well, you know what? I was just getting ready to ask you, what did you think about Nathaniel Hackett getting fired? But you know what? I think the Broncos should have did that 2 months ago. He was an offensive coordinator for Green Bay. He's failed us at offense. His only lifeline was the fact that the defense was a top 3 defense. And as soon as they checked out on him, he didn't have a chance in hell. And it's that simple.
Inside, I'm laughing. I am laughing for one reason and one reason only. Randy Gregory.
Oh.
And Russell. I'm laughing because of Randy Gregory and Russell, because these are two things that you, sir, you had a couple words to say about, and I said on paper, getting Russell, yeah, it looked like this based on, y'all had the defense and then you added Randy Gregory.
I did say this. You're right. Everything I said about Russell, you're spot on. The only thing that Randy Gregory, it just to me was funny that he slighted y'all. Randy Gregory never excited me because he spends too much time being inactive. It was the dude DJ Jones from San Francisco who really excited me more than Randy Gregory. What we've gotten from Randy Gregory is no surprise to me. Now Russell, yeah, you got me spot on about Russell. I was talking shit about Russell, and he's been a fucking failure this season.
Yeah. At this point, because initially I thought it may have just been y'all, I think at this point it might be time for Russell to just hang it up.
He looks so bad.
Because I don't see a resurgence with that dude's game.
He looks so bad, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He looks bad. He's making y'all offense look worse than it really is.
Yeah, because our offense is crazy. Because last year with Teddy Bridgewater, our offense looked 10 times better.
Yeah.
With the same people.
That tells you how much Lockett and what's the other boy?
Metcalf.
Yeah, Metcalf. How much that really meant, to him.
And Geno Smith is a Pro Bowler.
Exactly.
Ain't that some shit?
So, hey.
But you can't, I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, if you retire and you pay, a big lump sum of that money back, I don't think the Broncos will have a problem with it, but we got him. We stuck with him for the next 6 years after this season.
Again, I don't see his game. I just don't see it.
The best thing that could happen that will have to happen with Russell Wilson is we get another coach, maybe a defensive-minded coach where he needs to be a bus driver, because clearly Pete Carroll in this divorce was not the wrong party. He clearly was the right person. So Russell needs to go back to being a bus driver and continue to have an elite defense, but Russ cannot look as bad as he looks. I don't know what coach we're going to go after. I want to go for the gusto, so I'm like, go after Sean Payton. I don't know if Sean Payton is going to want that job, because like you said, Russell might not be able to salvage what's left of this.
Yeah.
Because he looks bad, man. He's looked horrible the entire season. The whole season, he's looked bad.
You taking unnecessary sacks and throwing picks like to dudes that's clearly not open. You just throwing it anyway.
And the thing about it is, because I was talking to my aunt yesterday, because she knows Russell Wilson's mother, and I was at my grandmother's house. I said, man, well, you tell his mother that I want to kick him in the face. I want to kick him in the teeth. Because even though we've had horrible coaching, Russell is the Super Bowl champion quarterback. Russell is the 9-time Pro Bowler. He's the future Hall of Famer. And any great future Hall of Fame quarterback can win in spite of bad coaching. And we clearly had bad
picks with Russell in y'all game, and he rolled to the right, and the marker was 5 yards away. 5 yards. He had a linebacker in front of him. Now, typically, what will Russell Wilson do? If ain't nobody open, he'd just roll it down and outrun the linebacker.
Yeah, he would tuck that down and run.
He still danced around, and threw it back across and got it picked. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
You know who I blame Sierra. It's her fault.
Sometimes it is their fault. Got me up in this mile high, it's cold as hell. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he probably should hang it up. Unless he's prepared to be a backup, he should hang it up. Because I don't see that turning around. I just don't.
I think he needs to come to grips where he just needs to be a game manager. That, letting Russ cook, that he don't got the recipe no more. Because it's not from a lack of weapons. Even with, our running backs on the depth chart at the beginning of the season was Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon. Okay, Williams had a season-ending injury. Melvin Gordon had fumbleitis. Even the running backs they've replaced him with, Latavius Murray and Marlon Mack, are more than adequate. We still have Sutton and Judy. Judy has proven that he's not. People were saying Judy was a bust. Over the last month of the season, Judy's been lighting it up. So it hasn't been from a lack of weapons. We've just had horrible coaching and quarterback play. So I'm interested to see who the next coach is going to be. But trust me, I laughed when I found out that Nathaniel Hackett got fired. I laughed and I screamed hallelujah, because he should have been gone 2 months ago. He should have been gone while we still was able to salvage the fucking season.
That's what I in the big picture, I said Russell was making your offense look that bad, because on paper, y'all are got a more talented offense than Green Bay, but Green Bay is winning. It's at that quarterback play. The quarterback play.
Well, make no mistake about it, Aaron Rodgers ain't playing like an MVP this year neither. I mean, Green Bay is just 7-8. They just he looks better than Russell, yes.
Bus driver. He's an excellent bus driver.
Yes.
So
I get in the argument there.
I don't know about Judy. I don't know about the wide receiver thing. something else brother told you. Brother told you that CD would be in the top as far as wide receivers. Now, mind you, that was with Cooper Rush in 5 games.
CeeDee Lamb has had a very
he's higher than 5th. It's likely with Dak he's higher than 5th.
CeeDee Lamb has had a very good season. He has, but he's not a top 5 receiver. He ain't.
Okay.
He's not.
Well, statistics don't say that, so
The statistics actually do. Statistics actually.
He's played inside, outside, and middle, and he got as many touchdowns as Jefferson. He ain't got.
Wait a minute. I know you ain't sitting here saying that CeeDee Lamb is good as Justin Jefferson.
No, what I'm saying is he got as many touchdowns as Jefferson. In terms of receptions, Kelsey is only a couple higher than him. He's 5th. He's 5th, and that was with a backup quarterback for 5 games. So all I'm saying is the doubt about CD being able to be a number 1 receiver, I think, is gone.
I don't think that I don't think that there's doubt about him being a number 1 receiver. No, I didn't say that he wasn't a number 1 receiver. I just said he's not a top 5 receiver. To me, he's not. To me, he's not a top 5 receiver. I didn't say he wasn't a number 1 receiver. He clearly is a number 1 receiver. When I'm looking at it right here. I can name you 5 receivers off bat that are better than him and that I would take before him. Outside of Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, all have more receptions and yards than CeeDee Lamb.
Where are you getting that stat from? Because last I looked, no, a couple of them dudes were below CD.
I'm looking at ESPN stats right now, up to the minute stats. Jefferson number 1, Tyreek number 2.
I was looking at.
Stephon Diggs number 3, A.J. Brown number 4, Devontae Adams number 5, Jalen Waddle number 6, Travis Kelsey number 7, and he's a tight end. And then CeeDee Lamb. They got CeeDee Lamb listed as 8th. That's why, and I didn't even, when I said I don't think he's a top 5 receiver, I wasn't even looking at that yet. I'm just thinking about what my eyes and memory test. He's a good number 1 receiver, but he ain't no top 5 receiver in the league. I'll take T. Higgins before I take CeeDee Lamb, and I'm not trying to be funny.
Okay.
And the only reason why Jamar Chase ain't up there is because he missed 4 games. Because Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver.
In the big picture, we looking at because I'm looking at the actual NFL.com, and it is Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Travis Kelsey, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Austin Eckler, CD, Chris Godwin, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Michael Pittman, and
A.J. Brown has 1,304 yards. Devontae Adams has 1,290. Jalen Waddle has 1,260. They're all over CD.
A.J. Brown has what?
A.J. Brown has over 1,300 yards.
Yeah, he got 1,304.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. Devontae Adams has 1,290. Jalen Waddle has 1,260.
Never mind. I see I know what the difference is. The difference is in the list, they got it by reception.
Right. I'm looking at yards.
Categorizing by receptions. You looked at yards. I looked at receptions.
Yeah, I'm looking at yards. But either way, there was a question I wanted to ask you. Oh, do you think that all 5 of you that your entire division is going to go to the playoffs?
No. I do not think, at the end of the day, I think the Commanders are going to fall short, potentially.
I think you may be right, because that was a big win, albeit controversial, the Giants had against them. But then I also think the Giants are going to win their game this week coming up. I think the Commanders are going to win their game too. I'm going to tell you, the only thing that I think is going to be their saving grace is that tie. And I tell you why. Because let's say Philadelphia beats New Orleans this week, right? Which I think they're going to do. So that firmly implants Dallas in the 5 position, right? And so no matter what they do this week in their game coming up against Tennessee, which I believe they will win. That's a Thursday night game. I think they'll beat Tennessee, no matter how desperate Tennessee is. I think Tennessee's done. Week 18 going into Washington, I think Dallas may treat that as a preseason game. They will have nothing to play for. They won't be able to, advance, win the division, or, they'll be locked into that 5th seed. And I think they'll play that as a preseason game and maybe play Dak for the first half, or maybe give them a rest, seeing as how they would have to play the very next week. And that could be the Commander's saving grace, that and the tie. if Dallas sits some of their people, and let's say Washington finishes 9-7-1 and Detroit finishes 9-8, well, that tie helps.
Yeah. And the trip part is, who would you like to see more in the playoffs? Probably Detroit.
Oh, well, I mean, if you're asking for my personal opinion, I would love to see Detroit more in the playoffs. I think that's a better story. I mean, because Detroit started off the season 1-6 to turn that around and go to the playoffs. I think that's remarkable. I think Jacksonville's situation is pretty remarkable. And I think Jacksonville is going to get in the playoffs. That was a big loss Detroit took, though, man. That was a big loss.
And the way they lost.
Yes.
Is the thing. It's not the loss. It's the way they lost.
They were physically beaten down by Carolina.
Yeah.
That was a huge. Now they could still win their last two games, but again, that tie that Washington has. I said this when it happened a couple weeks ago. I said that tie between Washington and the Giants, I thought would actually help them get into the playoffs.
Hey, you know who? Early on, they looked like world beaters, but now they look like they might be out in that first round.
Miami. Oh, how did I know? Shit, they got to get into the first round first. They are nosediving.
Yeah, and it's that quarterback play. It is again.
I don't know if you saw the chain texts that I was sending yesterday. I was like, what the hell is Tua doing?
Yeah, he looked bad.
Yeah, he looked bad, bro. He looked real bad. Because those interceptions that he was throwing, how could you not see the linebacker underneath or the safety underneath in front of it? Because you're trying to force it in. That last interception on that last drive, he had Tyreek for a simple slant route, which, it would have been a 5-yard throw. But, Tyreek can turn a 5-yard throw into 70 yards. But you tried to force it up the field to Gesicki, and the linebacker's sitting right there waiting for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? I mean, he was an MVP candidate 5 weeks ago. Now, I don't know.
Like doo-doo to me.
You say what?
I say he look like doo-doo to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
You have all them speedsters on there, but if the quarterback can't get the ball to him, you out of there.
And it's not like the speed didn't travel, because against Buffalo and them weather conditions, that speed traveled. So now, what's your excuse?
Yeah.
Can't say they rushed you back from that hit too quick, because when you got back, you won 5 straight games. But you were beating up on bottom feeders. So, anyway, sir, let's get these picks in. Let's see how you looking in this prediction league. You got 11 right last week, which was tied for third place. Everybody had a pretty good week. 11 normally would be second or maybe even take the day. But you got 11 right. That brings your grand total to 121 right total. You ain't close to me, bro. I just want to let you know that.
You cheating.
I ain't cheating, but I got receipts for everything, dog. You can go back and listen to every podcast since week 1 of this season. I have all my predictions on record. You can go back and listen and tally it up yourself. And I have them all written down here. So I have a book of records that you can look at, sir. I ain't got nothing to hide, bruh. I just do this.
Y'all know he over there editing videos.
Man, I ain't editing nothing, bruh. I ain't editing nothing, bruh.
Take three. Brandon picks the Lions to lose.
Well, okay, Thursday night game. Dallas at Tennessee, I already know. I mean, shit, I'm going to pick the Cowboys my damn self. I think Tennessee's finished. Arizona at Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Okay. Chicago at Detroit.
Detroit. Denver
at Kansas City. Everybody keep laughing when I ask that question. I love it.
You already know. I picked Kelsey.
Okay. Miami at New England. Now think about that one.
Oh, you know what? You know what? I'm going to take the Dolphins because this is the time of the year where Belichick gets strategic and them draft picks start mattering to them. So, yeah, I'm going to take the Dolphins.
You hear about people saying that Mac Jones is a dirty player?
I heard it, but, you know, I mean, okay. I mean, I was going to say, who ain't? Like, that's the thing. In the NFL, who ain't when nobody looking?
No, well, that's true. Good, that's true. True statement. All right, the Indianapolis Colts at the New York Giants. One thing we know that the Colts can do, that is blow a lead.
This is true. I'm gonna take the Giants here. I'm gonna take the Giants. I think the Colts can play with them a little bit, but cold weather, nah. I'm gonna take Giants.
I don't disagree with you. It wouldn't actually surprise me if the Colts won this game because that would be the most New York Giants thing to do. But again, my statement I just made to you, the Colts can blow a lead. My goodness. What they did in the fourth quarter against y'all and the Vikings was amazing. How could you do that in back-to-back weeks? That's amazing.
I know.
I mean, because I'm listening to that game while I'm working. I'm like, yeah, the Colts gave up 33 to Dallas. They're not going to do it again. And damn it if they didn't. Damn it if they didn't do it again. New Orleans at Philadelphia. You're trying to find every reason in the world to pick New Orleans. I know it. I know it.
If New Orleans D can keep them in there.
I know it.
That's the question. But that is the question.
That is pure hatred.
No, can their D keep them in the game? That's the thing with New Orleans. But I'll take the Eagles. I think it's going to be closer than people expect.
I do agree with that because the Saints actually do have something to play for. They're just a game back, but this is it for them because if Tampa Bay wins their game, then they're eliminated because they blew that game 2 weeks ago on Monday Night Football. You know, if the Saints don't give up that last-second touchdown to Brady, they're actually sitting in first place right now.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Who you got?
I think the Panthers stay on the roll.
Okay. All right. I don't disagree with you, sir. Cleveland at Washington.
Commanders.
Okay. Pittsburgh at Baltimore. You know Baltimore did clinch a playoff spot this past year.
Yeah. But I still think the Steelers going to beat them.
You think the Steelers going to beat? The Steelers are rolling right now.
They are. That's why I'm picking them.
Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach, man.
Wait a little too long to roll. Rest in peace, Franco. But
yeah, Mike Tomlin's a hell of a coach, though. He is. When you don't expect anything from he gets everything out of every man on that roster. He is a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
Jacksonville at Houston.
Jaguars.
49ers at Raiders.
49ers.
New York Jets. Mike White has been cleared to play. New York Jets at the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm gonna take the Seahawks. I don't trust Mike White.
What do you think about Zach Wilson, though?
Huh?
What do you think about Zach Wilson?
Again, I mean, he's a high pick. I think at the end of the day, the tools were there, but the tools are also there with Mike White. So I'd roll with White. Okay. For your buck, Mike White might have a bigger arm than Zach Wilson.
I think he does, actually.
So I know we drafted him, and I liked him when we drafted him. But
that's right, Dallas did draft him. Yeah.
But if right now in his development, Zach Wilson has not developed, and so you might as well put that same energy, resources, whatever, into Mike White and roll with it.
And again, this is what kills me about the draft sometimes. Think about that whole 2020 college football season. It was all about Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Then at the midnight hour, you want to say, well, how about this kid from BYU? And the 49ers want to say, well, how about this kid from North Dakota State? When you should have drafted Justin Fields. Think about what Justin Fields would look like on this New York Jets team. Oh, my God. Because everybody is ready but the quarterback.
Yep.
And that's because you outsmarted yourself.
And the thing about it is they seem to rally around White more than they do Wilson.
They really do.
So,
I don't think that locker room likes Zach Wilson at all. Well, next pick, Minnesota at Green Bay.
I'm going to go with the Pack because they outdoors.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the Pack.
Okay. Fair enough. Los Angeles Rams at the Los Angeles Chargers.
Justin Hebert, the Chargers, Herbert. I'm going to call him Hebert. Yeah, I'll go with the Chargers.
All right. And the big Monday night football game, Buffalo Bills at the Cincinnati Bengals. Possible AFC Championship game preview.
Bills.
He said that quick. He said that quick, too.
Bills, quickly, because, again, dodge them bullets, boy. Lyle Collins out for the season. Your right tackle gone, and y'all
and
don't.
When did that affect Joe? When does that affect Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
He had Lyle Collins last year, and they got to the Super Bowl. You think that's going to bother him?
That's fine. Hey, that's fine. But I'm taking the Bills.
Well, Buffalo is playing very good football. I mean, I truly think that this could be an AFC Championship game preview. I really do. All right, well, Tony's picks are as follows. He has Dallas, Atlanta, Detroit, the Chiefs, the Dolphins, the Giants, the Eagles, the Panthers, the Commanders, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, San Francisco, Seattle, Green Bay, go Chargers, go, and the Buffalo Bills. Does that sound about right, sir?
That sounds about right.
My man. Yo, how was your holiday, bro?
Uneventful, but cool.
Yo, let me tell you. Why I was at work the other day and I was loading up, and all of a sudden the yard marshals from Amazon come out and hand me a Amazon Fire Stick, saying that I won a raffle draw. They handed me the Fire Stick. I said, "Oh, well, thank you." So you know what that means, right? Yeah,
I know what that means.
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as my holiday, my kids got what they wanted, so that's good.
Look
at. Say what?
I said they look happy.
Yeah, they look happy. Yeah. What you got planned for the New Year's?
Not much. Family. That's it. Same as ever was. I don't ever go out on New Year's.
I feel you. How's everything going with you though?
It's going.
Okay.
It's going.
Any pardon shots, sir?
Yeah, pardon shot. That check engine light came the fuck on like clockwork, didn't it?
Oh, did it? Oh, yeah. We're losing games that we had no bid. We shouldn't have lost to Charlotte. And I'm sitting there watching the game yesterday. They looked great in the first half, and then all of a sudden, we down by 20 at the beginning of the fourth. I'm like, what the fuck happened?
I literally was sitting on the toilet looking at the scores, and I said, this probably going to be a blowout because y'all was up 10 early.
Yeah.
And then I turned back around and was like, what in the blue hell? Okay.
Yeah, we give up 51 points in the third quarter, man.
And people still talking about I go on Bleacher Report, and it's got to be a Lakers homer, and they still, for whatever reason, DeMar wants to go to L.A., Zach Clutch, he wants to go to L.A. for A.D. No, he don't. No, he don't. That's a one-sided thing, because if you can't stay on the court, what good are you, A.D.? Yeah, when you're healthy, you look great, but you're never healthy. So there's that.
Yeah, man, that's tough.
Sometimes on his bonehead shots, I'll take his 20 points for the entirety of the season. Then AD's 48 games, I'm good.
Right.
I'm good on that.
The only two games that I paid really close attention to, because I had them on, but the Milwaukee-Boston game, I wanted to see that. I paid attention to that. And the Memphis-Golden State game, because they don't like each other. That's the type of NBA I like to see. You see Klay Thompson's little technical foul on Dylan Brooks?
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that shit was hilarious. I really did. I thought that shit. And Klay did not shoot well at all last night, but he was still talking shit. And Jordan Poole balled out and then got ejected for talking shit. I loved seeing that.
That's one of them teams, though, that, in that conference, Steph's out, but in that conference, both teams fully healthy, yeah, that's a good rivalry.
That is.
Because they're strong. The Grizzlies' defense is strong, and they rebounding is strong, but then they got something to counter, provided he stays within their game plan, something to counter Steph with Ja.
Yeah, because, see, I'm not, I'm really not, I know the Warriors have had a slow start, but, once March rolls around and Steph will be back, I'm not worried about the Warriors at all. Not at all. I think the Grizzlies, like you said, are a good rivalry for them. Definitely. When the Clippers decide they want to play basketball, I think they can beat anybody. As far as the East goes, it's pretty cut and dry. Boston, Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Philadelphia. Cleveland. Because we had questions about Cleveland. Cleveland is fine. Cleveland is really good. That trade is working out great. Cleveland is really good, and they're going to be really good for a long time.
Maybe.
And the Knicks were kicking ass.
This is what I'll say is interesting about Cleveland, though. They struggle against size. Why? You got all these 6'10", 6'11" dudes. Why?
That's interesting. That's interesting.
Like, I don't know. You think they be rebounds and paint,
Yeah, they should have that locked up. You got Mobley and Jared Allen. But still, they're really good, man. Cleveland is really, really good. They're going to have something to say about this East.
Really, really good, but I don't think they're better than I don't think they're better than the Bucks or the Celtics.
No, I don't think they're better than them neither. But could they be better than Philadelphia? Yeah. Could they be better than New York Knicks?
They got Brooklyn. They got
Brooklyn, yeah.
I mean, if they don't beat Brooklyn, then they may not be better than Brooklyn.
Yeah, because Brooklyn has been playing some ball too. You see how well they play when they have no distractions in the news about nothing, when it's just purely basketball. See how good Brooklyn plays?
Yeah.
When there's no outside distraction, when somebody's not doing anything, when it's just ball to court, Brooklyn plays very, very well. So it's still a lot of basketball left to be played. But did you watch the Best Man final chapters?
No, I told my wife that we were going to sit down and watch it.
Yes, I watched all 8 episodes in a span of 2 days. Very, very good. Awesome. I hope they come back with another series. Awesome. I'm not going to give you any spoiler alerts since you haven't watched it, but it's very good. Very good. Very good. They just have a time span. That's all I tell you. They'll have a time span that picks up in 2015 that goes all the way to 2024, and I'll leave it at that.
So you saw, back to football for a minute, because I was just scrolling. See, these people get on my nerves. They get on my nerves, bruh. Sean Payton has a high affinity for the Chargers and Cowboys' potential job. When the Broncos call, he is expected to listen.
Okay.
Though he historically prefers having a strong link to the GM.
Okay.
I'm just saying. But the name that really is linked to y'all, and I actually believe that he would take the job, is Quinn.
Dan Quinn?
Yep.
You know who I would like to take the job, who has the perfect link to the Broncos? Kyle Shanahan. God damn it.
Okay.
That's not going to happen. That's wishful thinking. You think the 49ers are letting him go? Especially if they win the Super Bowl. All I'm saying is he grew up in Denver. This is true now.
This is true. This is true.
Why do you the connection between him and McCaffrey, which came from Denver, is why Christian McCaffrey is a 49er now. They grew up together in Denver. This is also true. So why don't they just bring it back to Denver? But that's wishful thinking. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go, bruh, because I'm about to go start doing dinner and some dad shit.
All right, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna chop it up with you later, bro.
All right. Take
All
care.
right. Yes, sir. My man, Tony. But anyway, yeah, man. I mean, you know, since now Denver Broncos are looking for a head coach, I mean, hey, let's see what it would cost to get Kyle Shanahan off the books for the 49ers. I mean, come on now. His dad won 2 Super Bowls with Denver, coached there for 14 years. Kyle Shanahan grew up in Denver, and bring McCaffrey with you. He grew up in Denver too because his daddy won 2 Super Bowls with the Broncos. But anyway, wishful thinking. With that being said, with a buzzer. Well, again, this is the last show of the year. The next time you will hear from your boy at Sports Plus Life will be 2000 of the 2-3. And again, I hope everybody had a wonderful and safe holiday as far as Christmas-wise. Hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas. But I'm also going to wish everybody a happy new year. I want everybody to be safe. Make responsible choices. Okay, if you're going to knock them back where you ain't got to go nowhere. Or if you do go somewhere, call Uber, call Lyft, call a motherfucking taxi cab. It doesn't make a difference. But it's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. Don't forget to hit that subscription button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family. And again, once again, I'm going to say it one more time. Have a wonderful, safe New Year's. Emphasis on safe. It's your boy, Brandon Brevon Towns. I'm out there, bitch. Peace. Happy New Year to you. Love you.